Good morning. It's Eric Saunders with New Hope Ministries, and I'm standing here today in Littlestown, which is southern Adams County. It's about as southern Pennsylvania as you can get. And New Hope Ministries has been serving in this community since 2016 with our mobile food pantry. It was an interesting story how we got here to Littlestown, and essentially what we learned at the time was that this was a community that didn't have enormous poverty needs, but it definitely had a population who was struggling, and that there were a lot of folks that needed help from time to time. Well, at that time they were being served by 2 local food pantries, and having 2 food pantries in one community means sometimes it might be struggling a little bit for local support. And so through a variety of circumstances, the local churches, through the Littlestown Ministerium, invited New Hope to be able to work with and partner with the Littlestown Food Pantry, which you may remember used to be in the back of the library. And so they used to be able to help people with monthly food, and we said, well, we can help monthly food, but let's move out of the building and save money on rent, because it wasn't a conducive space to provide a shopping experience for people. And we said, we'll just set up in a local church. So we've been at Bart's Church for the last 2 years. Well, the other food pantry in town, which was hosted by Bethel Assemblies of God Church, unfortunately had to close its doors last year. But the church still had a passion for food ministry, and they still wanted to be able to share the love of Christ with their neighbors. And so the conversation started, and one thing led to another, and we said, what if? And you know, when you say what if, you never know what's going to happen, but we said, what if we took the work of the Bethel Compassion Ministry and the work of the Littlestown Food Pantry under the leadership of New Hope, and we brought them together to be able to provide food assistance more often and to provide even more services here in the community. And so that's actually what we're doing right now. Is the old Bethel Compassion Ministry building, which is the ministry of the Bethel Church, has been donated. The use of the building has been donated to New Hope Ministries as a partnership of local churches and the local community to be able to help neighbors in need. And so we are going to show you today what's been happening so far. We've got this great building which has good bones and just needs a little updating for us to be able to move in and get to work. And so I'd like to take you on a walking tour today and show you what we're doing today, describe what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, and give you an idea of when we're going to be open for business. So follow me and I'll show you the inside. You can see how close we are in front of me to the Bethel Church, but it's really important to realize that this isn't Bethel's food pantry. This is the community's food pantry. And I love the idea that all of the churches of the community are partnering together to be able to serve in the spirit of unity, which to me is what the Christian church is all about. You don't have to be a Christian to come here for help. We love you whether you're atheist, Buddhist, it doesn't matter what you believe. If you have a need, we love you and we want to help you out. But I'll tell you this, our greatest privilege would be to share the hope we have in Christ and why we do what we do. But it's entirely voluntary whether you want to get a Bible or pray with somebody or learn more about the Lord. But we hope that by showing compassion to our neighbors, they're going to be interested in why we do what we do. So we're standing at the doorway to the largest area of the building, and this is going to be right in front of us. It's going to be the food pantry. And so there's going to be shelves set up just like a grocery store. So I know it's rough right now, but trust me, this wall has been cleaned and painted. I'm glad I didn't get paint on myself. But we're going to be doing that with the entire room. And so everything is going to look neat. We're going to get these floors spotless. We're going to set up shelves in here. Where I'm standing right now is where the new reach-in refrigerator and freezer are going to go. So we can distribute lots of fresh produce and high-quality proteins, meats, and you never know what you're going to find in the food pantry at New Hope. But the plan is that we're going to be here a day a week for right now. We haven't picked the day. we got to do some surveys and ask people what's going to work best for them and see what works with the schedule of our other programs. But if you can't get here on the day that we're open, we're still open 7 miles down the road in Hanover, and folks in Littlestown are welcome to come down there and get some help. So who's being served by this food pantry? It's going to be the service area that we're already serving through our mobile food pantry. And that would be the Littlestown School District, the Littlestown zip code, the Littlestown borough and surrounding townships, and anybody who's historically been served by the Littlestown food pantry here in town. Plus, if somebody is sent to us referred by one of the local churches, we will serve them regardless of where they live because they are being referred by one of our supporting churches. So food pantry goes here. Front offices are going to go in here. We've got a volunteer today from a fantastic ministry from the Call to Build, that runs home building. Tim, you'll probably see him in the background at some point today, is installing some wainscoting to just try to dress up the appearance of our front office area. And there's Tim now. Say hi, Tim.
Hi.
So really appreciate the Call to Build and Tim's help today. I know that they're doing great work around this part of the country, trying to help folks in need too. So we're just grateful that they spent some time with us today. So front desk area, there's going to be an office for a caseworker to sit and greet people. There's going to be fresh bread and produce sitting here. We've got the classroom off to the side here, just through the window area right here. And there's going to be a kitchenette going here before too long. And where I stand now is going to turn into a cafe area. So imagine, instead of standing in the rain or the cold, we've got this nice welcoming building that people can come inside, get warm or cool as the case may be, grab a glass of lemonade or cup of coffee, try some healthy food that we're demonstrating to try to encourage good nutrition and the people to make good use of all the healthy foods in our food pantry. So there's some work that still needs to be done in this space. If you look up at the ceiling, you'll notice this place hasn't been air conditioned in the past. But if we're going to serve people and we want to have, keep the cold air in and the hot air in during the wintertime, we're going to put some insulation up there. And so you imagine there's going to be some volunteers and maybe some executive directors over the next couple of weeks faithfully stapling insulation to those rafters and trying to get airtight containment up there and make sure that we're making good use of our resources. So how are we getting this work done? I can't say enough about the amazing volunteers and the staff at New Hope and the community that are pitching in and helping us clean this place up, fix it up, so we're ready for our grand opening. And I'll get to when that grand opening is happening, but it's going to be sooner rather than later. So just imagine that you say, I like helping my community. I want to get involved and help this pantry be ready to open as soon as possible. What do I need to do? Well, my encouragement would be go to New Hope's webpage. It's nhm-pa.org. Click on volunteer opportunities or one of the links on the homepage, and it'll tell you how to get to the time to sign up page. You can get a schedule, or just give us a call and say I want to help, and we'll tell you how to get plugged in. But we need people who can sweep. I need people who can use a pressure washer. I need people who don't mind the heights, who wouldn't mind standing up there on the scissor lift. It'll be safe, it'll just be tall, putting up insulation over the next couple of weeks. I'd love to have somebody with some plumbing experience who can help me as we start putting in that kitchenette and turning what's currently a mop sink into a nice kitchen area. So there's lots of work to do. Cleaning, painting, moving furniture. As soon as everything's set up, we're going to be moving tons and tons of food into this building so that we always have enough healthy, fresh food for people to be able to take. But New Hope is more than just food. You know, I think we have a world-class food pantry, and we can deliver a lot of food in a hurry for a very reasonable cost to a community, but we want to be able to help with needs like housing and transportation and heat assistance and any other need. Maybe it's access to dental care. We don't have a dentist on staff, but we know where we can get you some help. So the goal is to be able to have people come to us with a real serious need or in a crisis, and we point them in the right direction, or we give them the help. And then we ask the important question, How can we help you not end up in the same place again? And it looks like maybe some budget training, maybe some GED classes, maybe some life counseling, life skills training, job placement. We help people find jobs. We provide job training for folks. And we provide support as you walk that path from being in a financial struggle to being financially secure, to be able to give people the support that they need to be a success. And that's what we want to happen here in Littlestown. We've been doing it some the last couple of years, and we're just ready to blow the roof off by being here more, bringing more, having people here more often, and hopefully eventually all the time, so that we can get help to the community here in the Littlestown area. So we get a food pantry, we get a classroom, we're going to have a nice welcome area, and I love logistics. We're going to get warehouse space. And if you look around the room, you'll see we've got all this wonderful warehouse racking, and it is just ready for pallets of food, like I told you. It could be breakfast cereal, it could be canned green beans or corn, it could be pasta sauce, some of the great items that we always like to have on hand in our food pantry. Outside there's a walk-in freezer, and so we can take fresh and frozen products and be able to hold them and distribute them so that people are getting a variety of food choices when they come. If you look back here, it's a little rough. There's a lot of work to be done, but every time I'm down here, it gets a little bit better, and it's going to come along quickly. Our budget right now to be able to get in this building and up to speed is about $30,000, give or take. That's going to cover the cost of the air conditioning and the refrigerators and the furnishings. But we have a couple of key needs right now. We need just dollars to be able to pay for those. And we kind of took a step on faith because we knew the generosity of the community and the other communities around us would have been helped by New Hope. And we believed that we had to get things moving to be able to get this timetable underway. And so the air conditioning starts going in this week. That's almost $13,000, which is less than half of the quoted price because we had some companies that work with us and are willing to discount and donate some time and equipment. Awesome opportunity we didn't want to miss out on, but we could really use some financial support to be able to start on the right foot. We are also looking for a refrigerator, a two-door upright fridge, just to be able to hold the coffee creamer and have some place for people to put their lunch or store some food as we're preparing lunch for folks here. And if we don't buy it, if we don't get it donated, I'm going to have to go buy it. Really grateful as we go back into our voting dock area. You're going to see we've had stove donated. We've had a dishwasher donated. And so the things that we need are starting to come in. There's a few more things. Back here is something that is going to be a back saver and an amazing asset for the organization, and that's a forklift. And this was actually owned by the church, and they said, you can use it. The problem is it's not working right now. And if you would take a look under the seat in the battery compartment, you know why. Because forklift batteries have a limited lifespan, and this one, well, it's done. And so we're going to need to put a new battery in here. And I thought it would be a couple thousand, and I got a quote. Right now I need $6,000. But $6,000, which seems a lot, is amazing because it's going to mean that this forklift's running for at least another 10 years. And allow us to quickly load and unload trucks to be able to get the food in, the food out, and do what we need to do here. And so somebody's got it on their heart to do something good for us. Find me a forklift battery today. Give me some time to come in and volunteer. Give us the fridge that's been sitting out in your garage that still works, looks good, and is going to help us out here. And pray for us and pray for the people of Littlestown that this ministry is going to be blessed, that people are going to be helped, and that lives are going to be changed. And moreover, that God would get the glory. Thanks for taking a tour of Littlestown with us today. God bless, and I hope to see you down here working.